Likes older men? Ah, she's a Sarah. The grizzled foxes. Wait, we're going to LeBurrow? Oh, okay. Oh, El Said? Oh. We're just going all over the place.
Unbelievable. I finally get a chance to visit LeBurle and Elsheim, and I can't even try any of the food? You could have at least let me buy a few souvenirs.
Well, unfortunately, we were running short on time. Now, if we had been traveling through Crossbell or Longport, it would have been a different story. But alas.
Personally, I'm glad we're making haste. Best to steer clear of trouble, you know? Can't say I ever imagined us entering the city like this, though.
Travel by car is the optimal method of transportation in the Republic, especially if we wish to remain undetected. A truth Dingo taught me, as a matter of fact.
Huh, that's so.
Oh? Were you familiar with them as well?
See, we know that Dingo's not in this game because he hasn't gotten voice acting yet, but he's been referenced a gajillion times. See how that works, Falcom? See how that works? See how people can make those extrapolations? Maybe you should change up your formula a little bit so that people don't catch on to these things because you use the same devices every single time you suck.
That I was. Used to work some under-the-table jobs with him, actually. He was the one who introduced me to Arcry. We got along pretty well, I'd say, on account of us being the same age and all. Heck, we even shared a few drinks together. Heard about what happened to him last November, though. That some folks have spent the better part of the year dealing with what he left behind.
Unfortunately, yes.
Seeing as I was never directly involved in the situation, I'll refrain from speaking on it.
Well, anyway, what really matters is that everything turned out all right in the end. And that Lapis is finally back to normal. Oh, that reminds me, actually. You mentioned yesterday you got a new body or something?
Mm-hmm. I was considering going back to my old one at first, but... Well, after transferring over to Marduk, the org recommended I switch to a new body with all the latest tech.
Apparently, the Meister has connections with a few of Marduk's financial backers. Either way, as I've heard it told, this new body of hers was built to simulate her previous one, albeit with a slightly matured appearance.
Uh-huh. Which is why I feel right at home in this thing. But the best part of all is that I'll be able to get updates in the future. I can't really do much with it until it's been properly optimized, of course. But I'll be able to eat my body weight in food in the meantime.
But what you're saying is this body is hackable now. We should be concerned.
I think you said something about your palate sensors being more accurate now too, right? That things must taste like a real dream. Sure reminds me of someone else I know. Aren't you worried about what all that eating's gonna do to your friend's wallet, though?
Well, I'm open to financial contributions, if you're so concerned.
Oh, wow. It almost looks like there's a bunch of smoke out there. And is it just me, or is everything swaying?
Oh yeah, that right there is a sandstorm. Heard this region gets a whole bunch of them at the start of spring. And all that swaying, you see? That's called a heat haze. They're a pretty common sight in deserts, especially during the summer.
Granted, I've never personally been in a sandstorm. I've been in like a sand gust, but could you ever describe a sandstorm as smoke, like it looks like smoke, I don't think that sounds right.
According to local weather reports, sandstorms have been occurring more frequently than usual this year. Fortunately, however, they've been confined to areas outside of the city and... Oh.
There it is!
Oh, so that's the famous six-star hotel, huh?
Indeed it is. Situated within the city's entertainment district, as opposed to its cultural district. It seems we've finally arrived at our destination, Tharbad.
I can't wait to see what their food is like. I've heard it's simply delectable.
So those kids you mentioned should be there already, right?
Correct. And whether or not you find them suitable for the job, I leave to your discretion.
Last time Rufus went to Crossbell didn't turn out so well. Yeah, but we got one of the greatest arcs of all time because of it. That's gotta cancel out, you know, that things didn't go over well. Oh man, the reveal still gets me in that one. It's so good. It's so good.
That Etwas must be them.
Oh my gosh! It's LP! Hey! Over here!
I'm glad to see Swin and Nadia back.
Swin! Nadia!
So, it was Pigtails and the pretty boy you were talking about, huh? Heard they were just little kids back during the Retributive Tower incident.
Well, they certainly aren't anymore. Anyway, let's park our car first, shall we?
You were shocked it was him? It's impossible for anybody to not be shocked.
Nadia! Swin!
That's the whole point. It's like you couldn't guess that it was him because it made no sense, and there was no precedent for that, and so like that's what made the reveal so crazy. It's like, wait, that's impossible. You can't do that. So like if anyone managed to guess that and like they felt very strongly about that guess, I'd be leaning towards shenanigans on that, because I feel like it's pretty close to impossible to guess that reveal like that. They did such a great job with that. That's why Trails into Reverie is
I can't believe
one of
this.
the best.
You look amazing, LP! Your other body was great too, of course. But this is something else. You look all grown up. Hold your horses, Nadia. I can't breathe.
Can you blame her? You were a shard body for ages.
You're also a doll. I don't think you breathe.
You look great, Lapis. We'll need to make sure to thank Jorg when we see him next.
Thank you. Gosh, Nadia, enough already. What? Oh, I see. Grown-ups don't do hugs, huh? Come on, don't do this to me, LP. If I don't get affection, I'll die.
Do you even hear yourself right now?
I'm pleased to see you're both in good health. I'll assume your homecoming was a good one then?
It was, yeah. Actually got a chance to work through some stuff while we were there, too.
And I'm glad we did. We also got to tell everyone about what happened to my brother. By the way, boss, did you pick out these clothes? Don't tell me this is what you're into.
As is expected of an attendant, I simply chose garments that seemed to best suit my master. And I'll refrain from rising to the bait, thank you.
Rufus and I picked this one out together. It's lovely, don't you think?
Can't say I disagree. By the way, he the guy you mentioned?
Kevin Grant. Just your regular old traveling priest. I've heard a lot about you two. Not just from Rufus, but from Arkwright and Wazzy too. And basically everyone in Crossbell.
Guess we really get around, don't we?
We've heard about you, too. Like how you're the onion from Gehenna.
Yeah, exact. Wait, I am not an onion!
I believe that's a Trails in the Sky the Third reference. I think.
I'm Swin Abel, and she's Nadia Rain. Glad to hear you know Van already. Makes things easier for us.
So, I know you probably want to get right down to business, but personally, I think we should have a little fun first. Fun?
You see, I had the two of them make a reservation for us ahead of time. It's been quite a while since we've been together in one place, after all. So I thought, why not take some time to enjoy ourselves at the Al Jumeirah?
How often do you think they have to swap out the windows on this hotel because of sandstorms? That can't be good for the windows. This hotel must cost a fortune.
Here I go, LP! Hiya! What? Not there, Nadia! Ah!
Don't worry, I got this, Lapis.
Hey, Az! No need to be a jerk!
Don't want to hear that from you!
Sucks. Can't say I ever expected reservations at a luxury hotel, Rufus. But considering you used to be a big shot nobleman, I'm guessing stuff like this is just your normal everyday, huh? I was never very fond of flaunting my wealth, honestly. This kind of extravagance is just as new to me as it apparently is to you. I must say, however, given the nature of your missions in the past, I'd assumed you'd spent your fair share of time in the lap of luxury. The way that they're just like laying down on these chairs just doesn't feel natural at all. It looks so stiff. Well, I can't exactly say you're wrong, but it's definitely been a while. Got a loudmouth on my hands that sorta gets in the way, you know? Lapis actually reminds me of... I see being the fifth comes with its own set of struggles. By the way, speaking of the Gralsritter, I've heard that the church has been paying particular attention to your airships of late. Man, can't let my guard down around you for one sec, can I? Guessing that means you know all about the details, then. No, you can let me know. You know about why I made that request. You flatter me. More importantly, however, you know as well as I do that my back is against the wall here, Father Kevin. And coupled with my status as a dead man, well, I'd say it makes me rather expendable, wouldn't you agree? Make me sound like a villain, why don't you? Though I guess it's nice to know I have the option. What are you talking about? You said you needed some villains. Come on, man.
Rufus! Kevin! Aren't you going to join us? You should. Still need to give Boss the old what for, after all. Then, I think I'll inflict some divine punishment on this no-good onion priest for ignoring that childhood friend of his.
When the heck did I become the... Wait, you know about her?
Anyway, can you two please help me babysit?
How rude! I am an adult, I'll have you know. Talk smack all you want, but I know you can't take your eyes off me right now.
Huh? Well, of course I can't.
Huh? Oh, Nadia, your face looks like a tomato.
I must say, it's rather refreshing to see Nadia so flustered for once.
I am not flustered. I mean, it's simply a fact of life that we're a super lovey-dovey couple.
For what it's worth, I wasn't trying to fluster her. Though I won't deny that we are a lovey-dovey couple.
You really have to stop doing that!
All right. Guess there's no harm in joining in. Let's split into teams, and whoever loses has to treat the winners to ice cream.
Boo! I deserve to be treated to ice cream regardless of whether I win or lose.
This is why Lapis is awesome. Because she says things like this.
What? Why?
Gosh, such a princess.
We should probably teach her about the concept of humility someday, huh?
Yes. Someday.
Since when were you such a softie?
Someday. I love how Rufus was willing to just ditch them after he used them at the start of Reverie and now becoming their father figure. Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. They got a good storyline going across these games. This is delicious, and the cream's so sweet and rich. Is it yogurt, maybe? Something gentle yet sour. Well, whatever it is, it does an absolutely amazing job at tying all these flavors together. Apparently it's made from both camel's milk and fresh cacao. Maybe that's pronounced coca? I don't know. You never know. Van told us it's got its very own seal of approval, or his very own. And look at how classy it is, especially with all that pomegranate and those pistachios. I don't see any pistachios. When we mentioned we'd be visiting Tharbad, Van wouldn't stop bugging us about coming here. Said we needed to report back on our experience. So make sure you shoot him a message later, alright? Oh, that reminds me. Maybe I should send a few pics to Aggie and the others too. Just to brag a little, you know? Seconds, please. You're done already? Those people in the back put their all into making that thing and you just scarf it down. Ever heard of savoring the flavors? Actually, I believe that's exactly what she's doing, perhaps even more so than the average gourmet. Although it may look as if she's simply gorging herself, she's actually focusing the entirety of her processing power into the act of consumption. Yes, there really isn't anything rude about, wait, what the heck is Rosenberg even doing with this technology? Thank you. LP, look over here. I want to send a photo to Aggie real quick. To yes? Oh my goodness. Good idea. Glad I'm not stuck being the sole voice of reason for once. Now then, isn't it about time you told us what's going on? Right. Get out. Oh yeah, Rufus mentioned you were here for business. And whatever that business is, you must want our help with it, huh? Truth be told, I've yet to hear any solid details about his situation myself. However, I assume that's only because he has so far been unable to speak on it. Got it in one. Trust me when I say I've got my reasons, alright? That also means I'm going to avoid making any definitive statements about the future, at least until we know what exactly the situation is. Well, can't really say this will be a first for us, but true, we've definitely dealt with our fair share of super secret 4 SPGs in the past, although the ones giving them out were usually pretty sketch. But considering this is coming from a Dominion, I guess I don't need to be too worried. Sorry, I didn't quite catch all that. Dominions are the ones at the top of the Gralsritter hierarchy, right? Like Celis or Gaius. Oh, and Burgard at one point. I am consistently surprised by your connections, but yes, you're right. Which means that, as the 5th, I can make sure you're paid handsomely for any and all aid you're willing to offer.
That being said, though, Swin, Nadia, think you'd mind heading off to do your own thing for a bit?
Huh?
What do you...
I'll pay for all your expenses, of course. Feel free to do some sightseeing, enjoy the local cuisine, whatever you want. I mean, don't you dream of living that lazy life? You could just chill and...
Now hold on.
What are you trying to say? You want to cut us loose or something?
Boss? What's this all about?
So you two knew about this, did you?
I promise we're not trying to exclude you guys or anything. It's just that, well, I felt bad about forcing you to come along.
We know full well the path you two have walked. We simply wish to be more respectful of your feelings going forward. All that to say, this is your choice to make. Well, actually, it's Father Kevin's, but I digress.
Wait.
Is this about our oath?
Yeah. You guys swore to never kill again, right?
We're no longer anyone's tools, and we'll never force anyone to be ours.
You're the last person we're ever going to kill.
Farewell.
Well, let's just say this mission isn't gonna be casualty-free. And if you're not feeling up to it, I don't intend on pushing you to take part. You understand what I'm getting at, right?
I know just how important that oath is to you, too. Which is why I'd prefer to not drag you into this.
As for why I'm joining, I'm already a rotten bastard. And Lapis, well, she was always different from us anyhow. I imagine shouldering such a burden will be of little consequence to her.
She's a doll that wields a scythe. And she's probably the scariest monster of them all.
How could you possibly know that? You know, we did a little research into your background recently, Mr. Thousand Hand Guardian. Or should I call you the Heretic Hunter?
The Church's Punisher. The man who rivals even Iscariot. While we were still with the Gardens, the Overseers warned us to be more wary of you than even the Society's own enforcers.
Well, I certainly don't feel like I could beat him. But I guess I can see why they'd view me as a threat. Actually, want to hear a funny story? See, during last year's whole Horacion debacle, I was on standby, in case things went sour, you know? If Armada or the Gardens got a little too close to fulfilling their plan, I was instructed to take him out, with one very particular artifact.
The same one you used to eliminate that Anguis.
Consider yourselves lucky that you left the Gardens. Knew a few folks that had been abducted and brainwashed by them, so I imagine you guys weren't there of your own free will or anything. But nevertheless, if we'd bumped into each other back then, you two would have been hunted down no mercy.
Ooh, this is a good point. Every time Kevin's around, somebody dies, huh? Someone might actually die in this game. Holy cow.
That's some confidence you got there.
We wouldn't have gone down easily. Not then, and not now.
Axe, not scythe? Oh, yeah. A scythe is basically an axe. I mean, if you think about it.
Kevin! There's There's no need to be so rude to them.
At any rate, we won't be starting this request of his until tomorrow, which means you'll have the rest of the evening to think things over. And considering this establishment is only open until 7 p.m., I believe it would behoove us to move on to our lodgings for the night.
Right. Guess this really isn't the best place to hash things out anyway.
Doubt we'll have an answer for you anytime soon, though. Wait. We're staying here, aren't we? At the Al Jumeirah?
While I certainly wish that were the case, I'm afraid I don't have that kind of money at the moment. You see, after paying for both the pool and dinner, I have not but 10,000 mira to my name.
He had all his hidden assets seized by the CID recently. The secret bank account he made while he was still in the Empire, his stocks, credit, ingots, all gone.
Damn, they really stripped you bare, huh? Well, you have my sympathies. Maybe you can ask your little brother if he's got cash to spare?
I'd like to believe I'm not that shameless. That aside, I am dead. It wouldn't do to rise from the grave asking for money. In any event, no longer a target of high priority to the CID.
Which means you just got a whole lot easier to hire.
Wait a sec. Then what was with that sports car you were driving? That thing's gotta cost at least $1 million.
That was a rental from Elsheim. In fact, I've already returned it to the dealer.
Something else to wrap my head around. So where are we staying then?
In the cultural district. The inn we booked is supposed to have some really tasty food, too.
How? How could you?
Dang. We broke. Gosh, that dog looks terrifying.
Just as delicious as dinner. Shaky shaka, right? The flavors of the eggs and ground meat mixed together just wonderfully.
It's shakshuka, Lapis. A traditional Central Eastern breakfast that uses both spices and chili pepper. Figured it might be a little too heavy to start the day with, but I think some spice was actually exactly what I needed.
Always good to try some of the local cuisine, you know? Also, I gotta ask, Lapis, how the heck are you keeping your dress so clean? I mean, you eat like a trash compactor.
Huh?
With her superb etiquette skills, of course. Another product of her superior processing power. You see, in order to maintain the grace befitting a Rosenberg doll, she utilizes her singularity to...
Would someone please pay attention to me?
Oh, she's awake. Didn't sleep well, huh? I told you to relax. The rooms are actually pretty comfy once you get used to them. The owner's been really kind so far, too. Seems Fairy was right about this place after all. More where that came from, feel free to ask for seconds. Yeah, I guess, but I'm still annoyed. For all that time in the pool yesterday and last night's amazing dinner, how could I not want more? Now that I think about it, I suppose we would have been able to afford the night there had I rented a lesser car. What? Hey, cut him some slack. I know he may look like he's got it all together, but remember, the guy was weighted on hand and foot for most of his life. I know, but still. Guess I'll just have to give up my dream of staying in a 6-star hotel someday. Poof, like dust in the wind. Sorry, Nadia. You must have really wanted to have breakfast there, didn't you? That's not why she's so upset, Lapis. Look, I'll save up the cash so I can take you there one day myself. Sound good? I'll even set up the reservation for one of our anniversaries. It'll be just the two of us. Stop. You're really putting on a show this morning, Nadia. Anyway, you alright with us tagging along today? Even if we didn't end up coming to an agreement last night. That's fine. The situation's pretty up in the air at the moment anyway. Should give me a chance to see your skills in action too. Gotta make sure they're up to par, you know? See, when I said I don't plan on forcing either of you to do anything you don't want to do on this mission, I meant it. That being said, I'd rather not have our chances of success lowered because you two ended up wavering when it matters, understand? We'll show you what we're capable of, nothing more, nothing less. Just know that we'll be watching you too. Fine with me, though I'll warn you there ain't much to see. And it's settled. Today we'll be spending time in each other's company. Wait, where are we going? Well, first, we'll need to do some poking around to see what we can dig up. Like I said before, I still don't have the info I need to make sense of the situation. Well, I'd help if you told us, you know what, never mind. Whatever. It'll probably be fine if we just wander around like Van and the others do, right? Sounds like a good idea to me, though you're gonna need to be the one doing the sniffing around in that case. Well, I don't exactly got Arkwright's nose for things, but let's get going. Might be worth lending a helping hand to some people in the area too. You know how he does. Figured you might say as much. That's why I made it a point to spread rumors of our presence last night. Oh my gosh. We might as well go check the bulletin board and act like Spriggan to do some 4 SPGs. I imagine there should be a few 4 SPGs waiting for us already. And fortunately, we know a pair of with ample experience in that line of work. Oh, 4 SPGs are those things that get posted on the back of the bulletin boards, right? So jealous. You guys must have had so much fun on those jobs, and all without me. Emphasis on jobs, Lapis. Anyway, you really do use every trick in the book, don't you? Did you get Van's permission for this? No, but as long as we refrain from abusing his system, I doubt he'll find fault in our methods. Plus, we can always explain ourselves when we next get in touch with him. I expect the two of you will put in a good word for us when the time comes. Gift him a few rare sweets, and I bet he'll pretend it never even happened. You're probably right. Let's just get a move on already, yeah? Dang, easy to please, and everyone knows it. Guys got it rough, huh? Alright folks, time for us to play Spriggan. Let's head out to check those bulletin boards we saw earlier. Let's. And when we have a chance, I'd also like to teach you both our new battle tactics. Alright, Marduk's new cheat system. Might also be a good idea to see if the guilds put out any monster subjugation requests recently. Oh, and maybe we can grab a few snacks along the way. Lapis is not going to be in combat? Well, Lapis does not actually participate in battle. She will provide... Oh, come on! It reminds me, Arkwright made a request of us during the social gathering. No, he didn't. Review blog, yeah. Perfect foods. Fresh materials. Blog. Lapis. LP. Lucky. We're rolling.
Got it.
Alrighty.
Of course. I got this.
Why can't we play Lapis?
Looking is always free, you know.
You can't just dangle the possibility of Lapis being a party member and then rip it away. That is the ultimate sadness.
All right.
Leave it to me.
Of course. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes.
Oh. All right, we got 7 minutes left in the hour. We've got to make some adjustments here. You already have breath. You have refreshing veil. I guess Nadia is going to be my caster. What I want to give you that, I guess. Oh, actually, oh yeah. And then you that. Nadia, we're gonna have to give you something a little bit more diverse. Seems fine. And then we can do Soul Flare and Ivy Frost. And that could offer some differentiation. Nice little heal. We'll give you that as well. Okay, then we go over to Quartz. Hollow cores. Regen after acting. Yeah, Nadia's a caster. Interestingly enough, Rufus and Kevin are both like right there as well. We're gonna make Nadia the caster. What does the mark do anyway? I will show you. When we get closer to that point. Let me see. I'm looking for Altina. Okay. And then I guess we could do Reams. And this one can be Fee. You already have it. I guess you will be Crow. That should be everybody, right? Reen, Crow, Fee. Who is an Altina? Yeah, it was just 4. Okay. Goodness, do we even have... we don't even have the stuff to make this happen. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Might actually be better to make Rufus the evasion tank. Actually, let me check their crafts. That's pretty good. Blood Gang. Yeah, it might be better to make Rufus the evasion tank. So we'll go to custom slots. Let's see. I could do 2 of these. Let's see. So that means that Kevin will be sticking with Nadia. So it'll be Swin and Rufus on the front lines. So Nadia needs to have more stuff. And then Kevin is gonna need more stuff. I guess that's what we're gonna be rocking with. This is a little sketchy. By a little sketchy, I mean quite sketchy. Wind doesn't even do anything for us here. Maybe I should have opened up that one. Yeah, I was thinking of those. It would have basically been the same, though. Over here, except you have this, yeah. Looks like Swin would have been the better choice. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna give you a Clotho. Oh no, we don't. Let's see. And some Septium Vein. Give you Scent. Well, you know what? We can put Scent here. What does water give us? Water doesn't really. This line is basically worthless. Water is helpful here, though. We'll put Scent here. And that gives us a couple of things. Now we just need Mind here, which we can't really fit in. But sure. Give you that for right now. I'll give you that. Yeah, I have a lot of things that don't really line up very well for me. So we've already got Avenging Arrow just off the bat on that. So we're just missing Earth and Mind. Take that off of B. I don't technically know what I'm doing. That line is not important. Want water in mind here. Put HP2 there, I guess. This can just be whatever. Not an action. Up here, 3 mind would be preferable. Makes that fear. Well, how went the mech fight? It went pretty well, all things considered. Could have been worse. Fire here would be preferable. Let's put a fire there. We need a put one on you as well. That is mine. Give you Dan's Firestorm. Cut is not useful. Fortune. I need to give you like mine 2. And I guess a burning burst. I don't even know what your spells are right now. I should find that out. We're most likely going to be using these. I mean, you got basically every element. So, wind, fire, water. Let's get rid of water and put something fiery here. What did I want to put here? Cast 2. Put a Septium Vein here. That will give us the fire we need. Okay. You don't have a Septium Vein, so let's give you a Septium Vein. Okay, so fires are gonna be your go-to And then water as a secondary. But we don't have arc feather. Which is mind and wind. A little expensive. Ready. Gonna be okay. I don't really want that to be that way, but obligatory. Life is hard. Probably just have to do okay, and then equipment. What did I swap that off of? Whatever. It doesn't matter. Yeah. This only puts you at 33%. $45. I must still be missing something over here. Unless she just had more natural evasion. Maybe the shoes. Anything in the shoes. But he's just missing out on like 5 evasion. Definitely looks like Rufus is more a battle mage type character, but it is what it is. Okay. I think that's everything. So marking on this here a dash aboard, there's these little mark buttons. This one just puts a stream marker, and this one allows you to put a marker with a comment. And I show like a video from last time when I go through these VODs to cut them up for YouTube. These tell me where I need to make the cuts so that they're approximately an hour long or so. And that's that. That's marks. I'm gonna mark now.